Hey y'all, we're back for kind of like a part 2 of my last video. This is kind of a redo from what I was going to do first, but like I said, the other video that I recorded didn't have sound before the other video before the stash update video. I had that one done and I went to go back through and watch it. It had no sound, so we're gonna redo this one. To start off, we're going to do a quick mail call, and we're going to start with Monty Davis, aka Santa Claus. He was nice enough and sent us some Pontiac parts. He had a friend in his club that does 3D printing, and he thought it'd be nice to send me a blown Pontiac motor. It's got a supercharger and it's got headers and a whole bunch of cool stuff, which I dig it, because he also sent me this, a full set of honeycomb 2nd gen Pontiac wheels. Now I definitely know what I'm going to do with that, because you know I am a hardcore fan of 2nd gen Pontiacs. Anyway, appreciate that, Monty. Next we're going to move on. Got some Christmas cards from Munchkin Modeling Man and BG. There we go. And then appreciate you both. Haven't gotten a lot of stuff in the mail lately as far as Christmas cards go, but that's okay. Thanks for thinking of me. Anyway, moving on to what I've been working on. I kind of have a small little story. So I had a relative that passed away late September. My great uncle Dave. He lived to be, I think he was like 77, 78 years old. Actually, I've got the thing right here. This was my picture of my great uncle Dave. This is the obituary thing. Let's see, how old was he? 77. Okay, so he was 77 years old. Shortly after the funeral service, we had a gathering with family. Ate some lunch and talked for a bit. And shortly after that, I went up to his house, and he's had one of my earliest childhood memories of him was that he had a 78 Ford pickup. It was either like a 78 or 79. I don't know the exact year, but I'll show you pictures of it. I went and took pictures of it in his backyard. So here are the pictures. Okay, so this particular build that I've been working on, some of you have seen it on my Facebook. Long story short, it's like a leftover build from the 72 short bed that I built earlier this year. It was all the leftover parts. Well, anyway, I am building a truck in the memory of my Uncle Dave, which is the one that you just saw pictures of. It'll be slightly altered because the kit that I am using for the cab is this Firestone kit, and we all know that it's not the best kit to work with, at least for me. I've built it. This is like my 3rd or 4th time trying to build it, and it's kind of aggravating. And I tried it doesn't have, it has the camper special wheelbase, and the other truck does not have the camper special wheelbase, the real truck. So what I ended up doing was using the leftovers from that 71 Ford kit. It's the one with it's the newest tooling where it's got the lift kit and the tires, but you've seen that already. Since I built a short bed, I used the short bed kit for that build, and this is going to be the long bed. Here's the bed for it. Like I said, it's slightly altered. This is the 71 bed, and then it's got the 78 tailgate. His truck did not have a tailgate, but I had the bed together before I primed it. So I kind of had an idea before this took place, but then it didn't occur to me till I was at his funeral and realized, oh, he's got a truck just like what I'm building. So I'm going to do that one instead. Here's the cab. The hood is separate too. There's going to be an engine in it. But yeah, here's the cab. It's painted with Rust-Oleum paint, like always. I weathered it with the Tamiya powder kit. These things. I've got all of them. I think I've got 3 of them. So this one's book A, B, and C. C's got C is the orange rust, gunmetal, and silver. And then B is the snow, soot, and brown rust. And then book A is mud and sand for like armor and stuff, but mostly I just use it for 4-wheel drive stuff or barn find stuff. Kind of makes it look dirty and dusty. Anyway, here's the chassis. Now, that other build, I had to cut the frames in half because the 4-wheel drive cross members were molded in to the 4-wheel drive kit. So I had to cut the frames in half, swap them around, and then this is what was left over. And I had to use the interior bucket as a support piece so it could stay together. So I put some tape over the interior when I painted it, and then I went through with a brush and brush painted it. Then I weathered it out. Like I said, it's coming along okay-ish. Here's the dash. I just painted the dash earlier this morning. Still needs some fine line work. Then we have the seat, the bench seat. And then I haven't painted the transmission yet, but here's the engine. It was halved together. Normally for a Mobius kit, they'd be separate, but this one in particular was together anyway. The only, well, like I said, a couple of differences with this particular build is that the truck that I'm replicating was a F250 two-wheel drive with a 390 big block. Well, this one's going to have the small block because with it being the earlier chassis and just stuff fits way better. I'm not going to put too much detail into this build. So it's going to have the small block. Anyway, but the exterior and stuff, I don't know, when I went to go take the pictures, I didn't feel comfortable like opening up the door and opening up the hood just because it's not my truck. And it's been sitting there for a while, so I didn't know if there were any like rodents in there or something. Didn't want something attacking me. Anyway, that's what I've been working on. I don't have them out right now, but I did put the USAC Camaros away. I'm building 2. They are both in primer. The chassis are painted. Once I get this Ford finished, I will start getting those done because the deadline's coming up here in a couple months. I think the deadline is March 16th. Like, it starts in September, mid-September, and ends in mid-March. So, yeah, we're going to try to make that deadline. Realistically, I don't really have much left to do. Like I said, the engines, I think the engines are painted and put together. And then all I need to focus on are painting the bodies, weathering one of them out, and then interior work, and then fine line detail. You know how that goes. Anyway, but like I said, I'm about to wrap up this Ford. I'd like to put another coat of matte clear on it, because that powder seems to be really tacky sometimes. It doesn't stay on there properly. But we've been having really low temperatures this past week, and haven't been able to go out to the garage and paint. Anyway, I think I'm just going to wrap it up and maybe give it a light dusting once everything's put together, and then I'll take pictures of it, make a video, and start on something else. So like I mentioned before, there's going to be some changes. As far the channel is going to stay the same. It's just with everything I mentioned in the previous video, there's going to be some changes as far as like my building technique goes. I'm not going to be fully, I'm going to stay more towards kit bashing and scratch building if I can. I'm going to try to stay away from aftermarket because right now it's a little pricey. Just because I got a lot of stuff going on in my life right now, and you know how life goes. Anyway, well, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you soon. See ya.
Says